Who do you look like in your family?
Well, people say I often look like my dad a lot. We've got the same sort of nose and the same face shape. But I've got my mum's hair colour and my mum's eyes.
Do you have a similar personality?
Again, there are quite a lot of similarities between me and my dad. We're both into German and speaking German, and also into architecture, which is why I'm here.
Do you have a favourite painting?
I think so. I'm not sure of the name of the painting, but I like Salvador Dali. I really like the painting with the dripping clocks.
Can you describe it?
Yes, like I said, there are dripping clocks. It's very, it's an interesting style. It's not something you see all the time, and it's very colourful.
Where did you go for your last holiday?
My last vacation, I went to Guyana, which is my parents' country in South America.
Did you have a good time?
I did. It was actually one of the best vacations I had. It was really educational, and I was able to see how my parents grew up, which was interesting.
Do you take a lot of photos?
I take a lot of photos. My telephone is full of photos and I use Instagram.
What do you usually take photos of?
Mostly people, places, gardens, lots of flowers. I never post photos of people, but I take photos of family, but lots of gardens and flowers.
Do you prefer films with a happy or sad ending?
It just has to be a good film. I don't mind if it's a happy ending or a sad ending.
When was the last time you were at an airport?
About a month ago.
Were you going somewhere or meeting someone?
I was meeting my mother, who was, she arrived at midnight, coming back from Tenerife.
Do you have any plans for tonight?
Yes, I do have plans for tonight. I'm going to a party with some friends.
What housework do you hate doing?
I hate cleaning the bathroom. That's my least favourite job around the house.
Is there anything you don't mind doing?
I don't mind cleaning the kitchen because there's usually a lot of food to eat.
Have you ever bought something online and had a problem?
I've bought clothes online that didn't fit, but that's about it.
How organised are you?
Not very. I tend to be fairly disorganised but still get things done.
Have you ever missed a train or a flight?
Yes. Yes, I was flying to Poland and didn't wake up in the morning and got to the gate as the flight was leaving.
Do you have more free time than 3 years ago?
I actually definitely do have more free time than I did a couple of years ago. So I actually just graduated from college. This is my first year working full-time. So working 9 to 5 frees up your evenings, so definitely more free time than before.
What's the most beautiful city you've ever been to?
That's such a good question. I think probably Athens.
Why?
It's absolutely gorgeous. The Acropolis, the Parthenon, the sights are beautiful. it's the best place to go.
What do you drink in a typical day?
In a typical day, I usually just drink a lot of coffee and water, sometimes juice.
Is there anything you drink too much of?
I probably drink too much coffee.
Is there anything you don't drink enough of?
I don't drink enough water most days, but I'm trying to get better.
Are you an optimist or a pessimist?
I am a realist. Yeah, more pessimistic than optimistic.
Do you often dream about the same thing?
Yes, I do. I had a really awful teacher at high school for history, and she was always really mean. And when I finished high school, I always dreamed that she would say, you will never pass your A-levels. And now I always dream of the same teacher from high school telling me you will never finish your degree. So that's kind of weird, yeah.
What's your idea of happiness?
That's a difficult question. My idea of happiness is probably relaxing with friends in my home, listening to nice music with lovely food for everyone.
What foreign languages do you speak?
I speak French.
How well do you speak it?
Quite well, not fluently, but well enough to get around.
If you have a problem, who do you ask for advice? Friends or family?
When I have a problem, I usually ask close friends for advice.
Why?
My parents are a lot older than me, so their advice is really great for certain things, but most of the things I'm going through right now, my friends are pretty good.
What advice would you give someone who can't sleep at night?
If someone couldn't sleep at night, I'd usually advise them to do something like meditation, so some kind of breathing exercise which would calm them down, and also just to be in an environment where they feel comfortable and safe, I guess, rather than in an environment that stresses them out. Maybe kick their phone out of the bedroom or something like that.
Do you think the British are bad at learning languages?
I think we do tend to be rather bad at learning languages.
Why?
I think we can be a bit lazy because everybody else speaks English.
What animal would you most like to see in the wild? For example, on a safari?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Probably an elephant.
Why?
I think they're amazing. They're so big and just, they sort of live in the wilderness and yeah.
Do you have a phobia?
I'm frightened of spiders.
How long have you had it?
Since I was about 5 or 6, I think, but I'm not sure.
How does it affect your life?
I normally have to check a room to see if there's a big spider in it before I go to sleep, because one time a spider joined me in my bed.
Who's the oldest person you know well?
My great aunt is 104, living in California.
What kind of life has she had?
She has had a great life. She's still traveling at 104.
Do you do any sport or exercise?
I run and I hike and I do yoga.
Do you enjoy it?
I love hiking. Hiking's my favorite, and I just love being in nature and outdoors and experiencing nature on foot.
Are you a morning or evening person?
I'm a morning person. I feel a lot more awake in the morning than in the evening. So I tend to get up early, even when I'm not when I'm not at work, and I prefer to go to bed earlier.
Did you like school?
I loved school, actually. I think I preferred senior school more than junior school, but yeah, lots of friends, lots of sort of sporting activities and things. So yeah, I loved it.
What were your best and worst subjects?
My best subject was probably mathematics. Loved mathematics. Found I was sort of very capable at it, so it was quite easy. I think it's one of those things that's natural, but worst subject, maybe Latin. Never very good at languages, even though I use them every day now, but never very. I like languages now, but I hated them at school.
Did you have a favourite or least favourite teacher at school?
Let me think about that. Yes, I liked the French teacher. She was probably my favourite teacher because she was French and she taught us to speak with a very good French accent.
Did she inspire you?
She did, and I'm still learning French and I live in Australia. And I go to France every year and I go to French language schools.
Do you have a problem making decisions? What about?
It depends what sort of decision it is. If it's an instant decision, I make pretty good instant decisions, but the longer you think about them, then I probably decide or try to decipher which is best decision. So instant decision is a better way for me.
Do you know any twins? Are they identical?
Yes, I'm a twin myself. I have a twin brother. And my sister has got twin boys. They're age 16 and they're not identical. They don't look very similar and they don't have similar personalities either.
Who do you think gossips more, men or women? Why?
I think stereotypically, people say women gossip more. But I actually think men gossip quite a lot as well. I think men gossip more in a factual way, whereas women gossip more, maybe in more of a personal, emotional way. So maybe in kind of a nastier way than what men do, I would say. But I would say they probably gossip the same or in a similar way.